and extensions and all kinds of moves here. I'm just trying to text and drive. I can't be expected to look through the windshield and determine for myself whether it's raining. I'm not some kind of fucking meteorologist.
The fact that we live in a world where John Lennon was murdered, yet Barry Manilow continues to put out fucking albums. God damn it. If you're gonna kill somebody, have some fucking taste. I'll drive you to Kenny Rogers' house, alright? Get in the car, I know where Wham lives. You gotta have faith. Dun, dun, dun. No, George, you gotta have talent, dude. New rule. And you can shave that 2-day growth of beard off, buddy. 'Cause you're fooling no one, you big girl. For the record, and let's not mince words because our very lives depend only upon truth, George Michaels is a big girl. If you ladies like him, you're dykes. End of fucking story. This is not a matter of opinion. This is not a matter of taste or perception. I can prove this on a home computer. These aren't idle thoughts. The guy's such a big girl. Have you seen this? He's hawking Diet Cokes now. Ooh, Diet Coke. Even Madonna fucking hawked real Coke. You little puss. Diet Coke. I'm George Michaels and I drink Diet Coke so my hiney doesn't get too big. We don't like big honeys, do we, girl? Diet Coke. Why don't you just put the fucking skirt on and get it over with? That's what I say. These are our music representatives. These are our rock stars. What kind of fucking Reagan wet dream is this world, man? Rock stars hawking Diet Cokes. What real rock star would do something like that, you know? It's Keith Moon for Snickers. Sometimes I'm doing a drum solo and I haven't eaten for like 3 fucking weeks. I'll eat a Snickers. That's a rock star. It's John Bonham for Search. Threw up blood in me sleep last night. I got a date with 2 13-year-old twins. Circuses. That's a rock star. Diet Coke. Boy, I tell you, if money had a dick, George Michaels would be a flaming faggot. Oh, Diet Coke? I love that Diet Coke. God damn it. Oh, God damn that Diet Coke. Oh! Drink it every day. Oh! He's a demon set loose on the earth to lower the standards. End of fucking story. Everyone, though. Everyone is hawking products. That's like the highest thing you can achieve now, isn't it? Become some barker. Sinatra hawks beer. He doesn't have enough money, does he? No. Nothing's sacred to these fucks, man. I'm waiting to see It's Jesus for Miller. I was crucified, dead for 3 days, resurrected, have waited 2,000 years to return to earth. It's Miller time. You know, Jesus, it doesn't get better than this. You don't see the imminent danger, do you? You're staring at me like, well, they're just musicians and they, and they're just doing their thing and No! They are demons set loose on the earth to lower the standards for the perfect and holy children of God, which is what we are. Make no mistake about it.
Look, you stumbled onto this channel. You're probably not happy about it. Well, I got news for you. The guy whose show you're about to hear is even less happy about it. Grab a seat, kick back, smoke a joint, drink something, because a buzz will only help. Welcome to the Jay Thomas Show.
I was putting together a musical a few minutes ago, Steve. Could you hear me singing in the background?
Is that what that was?
You going for a Tony Award?
I was singing, Lahore is just not a city in Pakistan. It is Spanglish for puta. Lahore. Every time I'm watching, CNN or whatever, and they're in Pakistan, something happens in Lahore. Always. And I can't stop laughing. Lahore, like yesterday in Lahore, Pakistan. I mean, I'll always be that way. I'll never, Uranus in a classroom, I'm gone, Uranus. That's it. I'm gone. And then they sometimes say Uranus or whatever. Hey, I'm hearing, what was that? You just turned.
Because
what is that?
Everything's messed up in here. I'm trying to fix our.
Is it a fan or something?
No, it's the.
We would love a fan in here.
It's the processor.
It's so hot.
It is really hot in here.
And the processor is not working well.
I mean, the whole.
Let me.
You don't hear the difference. I can hear the difference in our voices. At least me and Christina.
A little bit, but I can hear like a noise in the background.
Humming in the background. Like
It's when I was changing it.
Most people that are listening, or there's a motor in the background, or somebody screaming, or whatever. You don't need all that perfect sound. The other city that makes me laugh is Leipzig. Leipzig, Germany. Yeah, where are you from? Leipzig. I see, Leipzig. Anyway, coming up in a little while, Carlos Mencia will be here, who I've never met, the comedian, and he is going to be at Gotham, the comedy club in New York City. And then later on, we're going to have a woman on who is, where is she from?
She lives in New York, I believe.
She's from India.
I think she's lived everywhere.
Right, and her book is how to tell a bastard by his
star sign.
Star sign, right? Like I'm a Cancer, and I don't. You know what though? I didn't get the book. So do you have some of the signs that we're gonna go over?
Well, we'll go over some stuff.
I was looking at that.
Yeah,
and so she says that if you I do believe this though. It is kind of odd. That if you, I don't know why this would be, but if you meet somebody and then they tell you that they're a Scorpio or something.
That's what I am. And everybody goes, of course.
Well, that's sexy. That's a sexy thing.
Oh.
Scorpio is sexy. And then it depends on what your moon is in and all that. I've known people that were triple Cancers, which I am, which means your sun, your moon, and I don't know what else, your bowels, something is in triple, and they are a mess. They're a total mess. It's like they're agitated all the time or weird. I knew this record promoter guy years ago who was a triple Cancer, and he was the first guy I ever met. He married a ballet dancer, and she had a ballet school and had a couple of kids and all, and then later on he was hanging out at gay clubs, and he was confused, and then he came out of the closet, then he went back into the closet, and he would always say, well, it's because I'm a triple Cancer. That's what he would always say. So we'll deal with that. I promised yesterday, and I keep saying about this voice box thing, and then I don't do it. So I thought today, Steve, if you're ready to do it yet, is the equipment working well enough for us to try that?
Sure.
Well, I can wait.
Sure.
I can wait. You know what's great about this show? When you go into a restaurant and it's a home meal, they go like this, you're going to be eating like it's a home meal, Mm-hmm. That's what this place is like. It's like coming over and your grandmother tries to get a CD playing or something, you know what I mean? And she doesn't know how to work anything, or, she doesn't understand the computer, and then everybody pulls together, and then before you know it, the songs are playing and everything else.
Sounds like our show.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
We're like a homemade, kind of a thing. It's not slick. You don't come in here and it's all working perfectly and everything else. You know, like you get in, you feel a little vibration in your car, or your truck. Hey, what's that? You know, that's what this show is. What's that? We never know what's going to happen. We're scared to death moments before it starts. Before we go to the voice box, Sarah Palin has pretty much blamed her son's post-traumatic stress disorder directly on Barack Obama. Barack Obama. Now, it's
Donald
not his
Trump's
wife.
Like, please endorse me.
You know what's funny?
It's like a comedy show. I don't know what's going on in this world. I listened to her speech, and she's... I don't know. I don't have any words for it, Jay. I don't know.
What I love about him is the wife is never with him, which
Never.
I love. I love that. And it doesn't make any difference. He's not religious, which is fantastic. And he says all these crazy things. And then if he feels like taking them back, it's okay. And if they call him a flip-flopper or whatever, which I've never understood why that was such a terrible thing. But, you know, like I say things all the time in my life, not just on the radio. And then, you know, they go, well, wait a minute. 2 weeks ago, you said something or other. I go, yeah, well, you know, I changed my mind. Like that. People do it all the time. Yet you're not allowed to do it if you're running for office or whatever. So he just makes a face and it goes away. There are many people now that are trying to look at what his face was saying. He was getting this endorsement from someone that you know he thinks is a complete fucking nut, okay? With the fucking, you know, Lynn's Crafter's glasses that she wears and these stupid books about the war on Christmas and then whatever the new one is, her Bible musings or whatever. Yeah. The kid, you know, slaps the girlfriend around. The girlfriend, by the way, is... do either one of you know the girlfriend's name? Either one of you. Don't look it up. Don't look it up.
Yes.
Don't look it up. Oh, you do know it?
I think
he's a human Google machine. Of course he knows.
All right. Yeah. Don't do that. Go around the horn with just Christina. Let's go around the horn with just Christina. Christina, you will love this fucking name. Yeah. So they have truck, they have track, they have tip, they have whatever all those people's names are there. They have Bristol Palin.
Right.
This girlfriend's name, it's, here's my clue.
Campbell.
I thought you were going to say Dick.
Oh.
I set you up on that one, didn't I? No, her name isn't Dick. And her name isn't Pussy either.
I said Campbell.
I know.
Oh.
Campbell. Her name is Campbell. No, it's let me give you another clue. Okay. It's something that everybody in Somalia really needs more of.
Food? Drink, what? Water?
Her name's Food. You're close. It's something to do with water.
Beverage. H2O.
Her name's H2O. Her name is H2O.
Poland? Yeah. As in
water
Poland.
purification.
You know what?
Brita.
I tell you.
Her name is Brita?
That's exactly right. Her name is Brita, the water. You know something?
What?
You were really terrible at this a few years ago, and you were so good now. No, you're not. No, I'm not kidding. We used to get in arguments.
Oh, I know. I used to get so stressed out.
I would say just say anything and don't try to be funny.
Enthusiasm.
Now, here's what's funny. I'm okay at it, okay? I'm okay at it, but I'm not frightened of thinking. So I just spew, but when I play board games, I always say, you don't want to play a board game with me. And people go, why not? And I go, because I never lose. And my kids and friends of mine get so fucking mad, and they go like this, yeah, you lost. And they'll go, you lost 2 Christmases ago. Remember? I went, no, I didn't. I don't remember whether I won or lost. I go, no, I didn't. And it'll be Pictionary or... What's the one where you draw stuff? I can't do that. Was that Pictionary? I can't do. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't draw anything. And I have nothing but artists surrounding me. So when I would play Pictionary with my wife and kids, they would draw like perfect things, right? And then no one wanted to be my partner. I mean, I can't draw a circle. And even when I was a little kid, I couldn't do it. But I can think of words. So anyway, so now people are looking at Sarah Palin's face, and they're saying that Donald Trump had a half smile. And I saw a guy on Fox say he couldn't tell if he was happy about the endorsement or not. And then Bob Dole yesterday, the old 92-year-old guy everybody liked in Congress, he says no one likes Ted Cruz. No one likes him.
No,
and that he's a bit. It's unbelievable. I have never. The great thing that Donald Trump has really done for this campaign is he has allowed someone like Bernie Sanders to even be considered. It's like the Green Party candidate. They ought to put there's always some crazy weird person from Berkeley that runs on the Green Party ticket, right? Every year. I think, didn't they ask Howard one time to run for governor of New York on the Green Party ticket or the Libertarian ticket? Which one was it? Was it Libertarian?
Let me find out. I don't know.
And I believe that
somebody will call and know the answer.
I hope this isn't inside information that I got, when somebody said, don't tell anybody, but this is the reason. And I go, okay, I won't. I'm like George Costanza. 28 seconds later, I've told everybody. He didn't want to, show his
94,
his finances and all of that stuff, because and there are many people that think, if he'd have done like a Donald Trump,
right?
He'd have been honest and after a while, I think if people take you seriously, you stop fooling around, right? So now she's blamed that on Barack Obama, and Britta's the girlfriend. And the guy, we heard this yesterday, and I can't verify it, but apparently he was slapping her around, the cops came, and then he put a gun in his mouth, saying he was going to kill himself. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. What do you people whose kids are going to war, and what do you people that are going to war, what do you think it's going to be like? I don't quite understand what you think. I am positive. As I'm sitting here right now, I am positive and was positive when I was drafted to go to war that it was horrible and that it was unnecessary and that it was going to change me and millions of others, hundreds of thousands of others, in a way that could never be treated or anything else. And what's so crazy is I'm an idiot. I'm a complete and utter idiot. And besides thinking I was going to physically be injured, there was nothing that would ever get me to go to war voluntarily unless they were literally at our shores. And I know a lot of you out there are doing all of this. Well, we got to have the strength. Well, yeah, why don't you fucking go over with a pitchfork or a gun or whatever? See, I don't understand it, and I never will. It would be more interesting to me and be more fun to join the not the services, if you went and you did like good stuff, or you helped people, or you went to fucking Detroit, or you went to Louisiana, or to Chicago, where they're fucking murdering people in the fucking streets, and patrol the area or do. I mean, that's at least a war where you'd know the enemy. You'd have your uniform on. And then the bad people, they would have, do-rags and shit, whatever the fuck the bad people wear, right? Oh, yeah. Unbelievable. And, like build housing for the homeless that seems to be so much more interesting than going over and putting your life in. Do you know that we spent, purportedly, $43 million building a what, Steve Gonzalez, in Afghanistan? The United States government, now this is under George Bush and then Barack Obama and all of them, we spent $43 million building something that people need in the United States every single day, and no one in Afghanistan can use. What do you think it is?
Hospitals and schools?
No, they tried that. That didn't work. Christina, it's something that the people that listen to us could not do without. And yet in Afghanistan...
Fuel.
Thank you, Christina.
You're welcome.
They built a service station.
Alcohol, fuel.
Wow. You know what's really weird? She's better than me now.
I'm just in tune with our listeners, that's all.
You're in tune with me today, is what it is. So the budget service comes out, whatever that thing is, and they go, we spent $43 million on a natural gas station, like a station, right? Like a filling station. No one in Afghanistan even has a natural gas car, whatever the fuck it was. It's ridiculous. So then the administration says it wasn't 43 million. It was only 35 million. I died laughing. I died the fuck laughing. It really is. I mean, look, it really is our lives and everything else. But I'm now praying that it's Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders. I think we would have the time of our lives. If though you got one guy wanting to tear down the big banks or whatever the fuck it is, and the other guy is the big bank and he's the big famous guy.
And they both talk like this. It would be amazing.
Well, Donald Trump's got a better speaking voice than the Larry David sound alike.
Sort of, but when he gets going, or if he gets, when he starts acting like he's up against something, right, and he gets all, then it's fun.
It's like my New Orleans accent, right? It comes out.
Yeah.
My New Orleans accent. Yeah. And then Ted Cruz. Let's go to Jeremy, who's in Iowa. Jeremy, I got to ask you a question. Ted Cruz has said something about corn. He said something about, hold on a minute, quiet down. He said something about corn, and everyone in Iowa is upset. Does that ring a bell with you? He said he's going to do something bad to corn. Do you know what that is? Jeremy?
I would enlist in the service.
What? What's that? Get rid of him. He's going to enlist in the service. Get rid of him. He said that he was going to do something with corn. And they make a thing that we put in our fuel called ethanol, which I have no idea what it is. But when you fill your tank, it goes like this. This contains 10% ethanol. Like any of us give a shit or know what it is. It's something with corn. And so Ted Cruz has said he's going to cut the corn. Something like that. He's going to take the corn out of turds, Christina. That's a little joke. Lahore is not just a city in Pakistan. It's Spanglish for puta. Okay. Let's go to Zubair, who was in Tampa, Florida. Hey, Zubair, it's Jaybird. Go ahead.
Hey, Jay, I'm from Pakistan, so I know where Lahore is.
You're not from Pakistan.
I swear, man. My family's from Faisalabad.
Where are you? Wait, are you from Islamabad, you said?
No, Faisalabad. It's like an industrial city. It's about 2 hours from Lahore, the city you just mentioned.
I am so glad you called us because all of this shit is happening, and you are a Pakistani, and you sound like a wonderful guy and an American and the whole deal. It's got to be just kind of hell for you sometimes with all this shit going down.
Yeah, I mean, I work at an Air Force base, so I get it all the time, but it's like you're talking about the reason I call is about the gas station thing, like you said, the natural gas.
Yeah.
The reason they put the natural gas in is because, like, over there, nobody can afford gasoline. Gasoline is so expensive in Pakistan and Afghanistan that the cars are run on propane. So they have. You
mean to tell me that you have like when my little cabin, when I have like a little hunting cabin and I have my little propane tank and we turn it on and the stove and all. You have one of those attached to the top of the car. Where do you put the propane?
They put them in the trunk.
That is fucking hysterical.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing people can afford. I mean, people can't afford, like, basic shoes. I mean, they're lucky to afford the car. It's probably like a 1970 Suzuki or something, I mean, and to them, that's like a Cadillac. But
you know what Suzuki means in Japanese? I think it means flip over. Remember that years ago? They used to just flip. You'd be driving down the street and all of a sudden, Suzuki! Like that. So flip over. Suzuki! Oh shit! And you're upside down. So Zubair, you blew it off and you work at an Air Force base. Do they keep their eye on you? Because, they had that guy kill all the people in Texas and then this other guy worked for the government. Are they you see them side glancing you quite a bit?
I don't know. They always make jokes about it. They're always pointing fingers at it. Are you a sleeper cell? Or are you this?
Really?
I'm like, dude, people joke off and I'm like, you need sensitivity training. and just blow it off, you know. But it is what it is. Yeah, well, I'm thankful and I'm grateful to be here, and it's you know.
Sure. Are you a citizen of the United States, or are you going to?
Oh yeah, I was born and raised here.
You mean you actually are more of a citizen than Ted Cruz?
That's right.
I mean, really, it's no joke. You know, his mom wasn't on an army base or anything. She was just in Canada, right, Steve? She was. What were they doing over there? Were they living in Canada? Oh, oil. His dad was in oil business, and so they were in Canada. Now, here's the other thing. If you're just visiting that country and you don't plan on living in it, does that make, I wonder if that makes any difference. You know, like if you're traveling with you're in your mother's stomach. And where was she impregnated, Steve? Do we know if it was in the States or over in Canada? I would think where the actual sperm went into the egg. I'd actually go into that right now if I could, where the sperm went into the egg. Well, Zubair, thank you. Welcome. And what do you do for the Air Force? What are you doing?
I'm a pharmacist.
A pharmacist. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I talked to you a long time ago. I asked you, I was like, you know, because pharmacy is not doing so good. And you told me to go to Saudi Arabia because they need American pharmacists there. So
well, you know, I've said this to my own sons. And I mean this. If I was a young person now, and I think jobs are difficult no matter when you come up or whatever, and whenever there is a new technology, the steam engine caused tremendous trouble. Automobiles, remember, when buggies and horses and everything were there, and the friggin' car comes in, or the steam engine comes in, just thousands of people were put out of work who did stuff with horses. I mean, it's not a joke. And it turns the economy, you know, upside down. We went from, you know, agricultural to industrial. The internet now is doing the same thing, and it's really affecting a lot of young people, especially like my kids who are going to be out of college here eventually. And I always say to them, you know, you got to find a country that needs what you do, whatever it is. So was I right about Saudi Arabia? Because, of course, I'm just, you know, reading stuff and searching. Was that right?
Oh, no, you're right, because it's cheaper to live there, so you could pretty much, they pay you the same amount. You could just save all the money, put it away, and, you know, pay off your loans or whatever.
And you would look more like them, wouldn't you? You'd fit in over there. Wouldn't they say, oh, look, he's got brown skin, we have brown skin, he's one of us, like that?
No, every time I go back to Pakistan, they instantly, right away, they're like, oh, you're a foreigner. Like, I can speak the language, but, like, I can't get away with it. So I usually bullshit them. I tell them I, like, work at a gas station all day or something. Because, you know, people are, you know what? Got their eye on you. So
I would be your closest friend. I can tell right now. You and I would be friends, and I would choose you because you are a person that everyone would be nervous about, because I'd love to go into bars with you and go, he's from fucking Pakistan, okay? Live with it. Live with it. And I'd always wear a big, heavy jacket when I'm with you. And I'd go like this. What are you looking at? My jacket? You think my jacket's big? Huh? What, you think I have something under here? Because I'm with a guy from Pakistan? Huh? Like that. Oh, we'd have so much fun, you and I.
I would love it. I would do it.
Zubair, thank you very much.
I might end up in Guantanamo, but I'll do it.
No. And then when they open my jacket, I'll have water balloons. I just have water balloons. Like, so go ahead, pop me. All right, thank you, Zubair. Thank you very much. Wow. Let's go to Texas and Ted. Ted, you've said some weird stuff about corn in Iowa. What's your deal with ethanol and corn? This is Ted Cruz. Go ahead.
No, I'm not Ted Cruz. I'm another Ted.
You're another Ted? Okay. Yeah, when you meet people and you say, my name is Ted, do they go, you mean like Ted Cruz?
No, because I don't. No. I mean, I'm a conservative Republican, but I don't really like Ted Cruz. There's something about him I don't like.
You know why? At 12 years old, he memorized the Constitution, and he was a member of a group of kids, like 4 kids, who went around the state of Texas, and they gave speeches about the Constitution. That's creepy shit. Nerd. And I wasn't friends with anyone like that, and I didn't, if my kids had a friend like that, it's like the creep factor, and they become the head of some group, or they win the elections and everything else, and guys like you and I, no matter what your politics are, we were kind of hanging out and having a good time, and being, you know, average people, and they were weird. You know?
Right. And I'm a staunch conservative, but I just don't like his brand of politics. You can't sit down with the guy and have a beer, then I don't want to vote for you. I mean, I want to.
Well, why don't you think you could have a beer with him? First of all, he's really smart. He went to Harvard, and that's not easy, and he did great work. And the wife, I told you yesterday that the wife was found in 2005, sitting by the expressway there in Houston with her head in her hands, and the police had to be called, and they took her away and put her into the little mental institution for a while for fear of suicide. Did you know that? Did you hear me talk about that yesterday?
No,
by any chance?
I don't. No, I didn't.
You know, I'm one of these guys. Once I find that out about you, that's it. That's it. It's over. That's it. Once I find out there's something wrong with either you or the wife under the lid, that's it. You're done. You're done. Yeah. You're done with me. I'm done. There you go. I'm crazy, but they're not putting me away anytime soon. I've never been nuts. Nutty nuts.
Right. Do you want to know about the thing with the corn?
Yes.
Well, our last president, who I like, Republicans screw up as bad as Democrats.
We don't need the apologies. Just explain it. I know you're a Republican and I'm not. No, I'm not fighting with you about that. Go ahead. Hey, by the way, if your sister was raped and the killer's baby was inside of her, what would you do with it?
I would go to the hospital immediately and take care of it within 24 hours.
You are not a conservative Republican. That's why I'm not.
No, but that's what everyone, that's what you do. You go and there's a procedure that they do. There's a procedure.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Now, wait a second. Hold on. Suppose you are walking down the street and these two gay men are just tongue-kissing each other right after their wedding. What do you do then?
I respect them. A real conservative believes in individual rights.
Let's hear it for a real conservative. Ted.
Yes.
Well, I'm not getting a lot of applause for you, but go ahead, Ted. What's the corn? Yeah.
When was the last time you could enforce the law about what two people do in a bedroom?
It's impossible. It's impossible. They made sodomy against the law for years in a lot of southern states, and every time I went up somebody's ass, I would go in the mirror and look at myself and then yell out of a window, "I just did some sodomy! Come get me!" I would do it all the time. I would ask them to come get a sodomizer.
All right, whatever.
I challenge the government.
All right, here's the deal on the corn.
Yeah, go ahead.
The last president had Congress pass law to create this ethanol market.
Right.
And the only way to create a demand for ethanol was for government to tamper with the market by subsidizing these farmers, most who are in Iowa and in those breadbasket states.
Mm-hmm.
That jacked up the price of corn so they could produce more ethanol.
Why do we need ethanol? Why do we need ethanol?
You don't. But you know what happened after that? The price of food went through the roof because food that was made from corn-based products, especially the feed that fed cattle, chickens, turkeys, hogs, all that, all your meat products. So the unintended consequences of trying to do good, quote unquote, with ethanol is what created extreme inflation in all the food markets, and it backfired big time. And,
Ted of Texas, Ted Cruz, thank you for explaining to me ethanol. I appreciate it, and I know we're totally different politically, but it's been a real pleasure to have the real Ted Cruz on the show. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Ted, let's go to Carlos Mencia. Carlos, it's the Jay Thomas Show. Welcome. How are you, Carlos? How are you?
Wow, from one Latino to another. I love it.
Unbelievable. Go to carlosmencia.com. You've seen Carlos, of course, all over the place on television for years, and now he'll be at the Gotham Comedy Club. I guess this is this weekend, the 21st to the 23rd, in New York. Correct?
And by the way, Jay, you're on my bucket list, man, so I'm scratching one off. I've been wanting to talk to you since Power 106, bro, since you were on Mork and Mindy, my friend.
That's stupid.
I'm not
Thank
kidding,
you.
bro. I'm
blushing. You got me blushing. You got me blushing.
Stop, man. Stop. Well, look,
I do the same shit. Carlos, I've been doing the same shit forever. Since you were a little kid, I've been doing the same stupid shit. Yeah, it's crazy.
No, but listen, what you did there was epic. You were the one guy that was not black at a basically hip-hop station, Latino-dominated. I don't think that's ever been done before or since you did it.
I'm the only guy that ever put hip-hop or dance music stations on. One, I like that stuff. I really do. But I'm really, and you're right, I'm really a white guy. But I'm from New Orleans, Carlos. And so we are so funky and like marshy and swampy and everything else that the blacks and it's Hispanic, but it was mostly like Guatemalan and South American and stuff. And I was raised in an atmosphere of all sorts of music and multiracial people and gay people. So when I got in radio and I would play like in LA, I mean that's still a huge hip hop station and 92 KTU in New York. It was easy for me. It really was. But I made fun of people too, Carlos. I would make fun of a person's accent or so that was it. And they let me. You're exactly correct. The listener let me do that. And thank you. I'm sure your mom and dad listened to me also, right?
Yeah, well, they love that. I love the credibility. And about New Orleans, it is beautiful like that. I remember the first time I was walking down, Bourbon Street, and I remember I looked over at my friend as we were walking and said a sentence or two, literally looked around, and it was the gayest, coolest, flamboyant party scene I've ever seen. And it was the first time I started getting hit on by men, and it was so awesome because I felt like, oh my God, you know what? To get hit on by a chick is one thing. To get hit on by a guy who are so selective, these guys are so buff. These guys, I'm like, I'm a good-looking man. I feel good about myself.
Now you know what? I mean this. You are really. I mean, you're taking a chance when you say this. I know exactly what you mean, and I absolutely agree with you. And I said this the other day. People said to me, where do you watch the Super Bowl? I said, well, sometimes I go places. I'll go to San Francisco, even though it's not there. I'll go to Vegas. But I said the best time I ever had was I went to New Orleans, and I watched it in a gay club. And I got to fucking tell you, total fans dressed up at whatever the two opposing teams were, and I had the greatest fucking time ever. And I think more men need to go to gay clubs. I really do.
Oh, I totally agree. But not only that, I've done that Super Bowl thing. Here's what I loved about it. They got into it, they dressed up, but here's what the best part was. I've seen Super Bowls with buddies of mine who, when their team is losing, they start getting mad, they drink, and you know what I mean? It gets a little tense. The camaraderie, like oh, you bitch, I can't believe your team scored, or oh my God, but it was a happy, it was like a fuck you, but that was a good touchdown. It was so awesome to see that. It was so beautiful to see that I'm here for the celebration. I love my team, but you know what, as a human being, I love you more. That hit me so hard because, I come from the projects where when I was growing up and somebody said, where are you from? And you said the wrong street, they're about to beat your ass. It's a completely different environment.
It is. I wasn't raised in a tough neighborhood, nor was I raised. New Orleans was never really like that because, as I said before, even though we had the Irish channel, we were scared of Irish people. That's hard to believe. But we were scared of Irish. I know. I mean that. When people talk about segregation and the black problem and this and all, when I was a kid, and I have a home right a block away now from the Irish Channel in New Orleans, we did not go to the Irish Channel because they would fuck you up. And I don't even know what that was about. And I'm Sicilian, mostly Sicilian. But when I was a kid, it wasn't black people that anybody worried about or Hispanic people or whatever. We did not go into the Irish neighborhood. Didn't go.
You know what's funny? No, I get it. I'm in New York right now. And I remember when I was a kid, me and my cousin actually, going to our friend's house. And in order to get there quick, we had to run through Bensonhurst. And I remember the first time they're like, all right, man, you guys ready to run? I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? They're like, we're going through Bensonhurst. I'm like, well, who lives there? Like, what kind of crazy people live there that we got to run? They're like, it's a Jewish neighborhood. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? We're running from a Jewish neighborhood?
You mean the Jews were going to beat the Hispanics?
Yes. And I swear to God, because I imagine these, like, you know what I mean, frilly little gay guys with their yarmulkes. My God, bro.
You mean with, wait a second, Carlos, you mean with big noses and glasses? Is that what you thought every Jew looked like?
Not that kind of Jew. In my head, I pictured, you know, the dreads and the yarmulke and the beard. I don't know. I pictured Hasidic for some fucking reason. But I do remember it was like a movie. They start running and they go, all right. And I'm like, whatever. And I look back and these kids are running toward me and the look in their eyes, I can't tell you what they look like. All I remember is their eyes locked with mine, and I just said, oh, shit, and I started running, and we ran for I don't remember how many blocks to get to safety, but for me, it was a lesson in, like, you know what? Every group has their beauty and their assholeness in it, and it's just the way it is, and you have to catch the right group at the right time. But the majority of times, you know, if you open yourself to it like New Orleans does, it's a beautiful thing to see all that, you know, coming together, the integrity of the beauty of diversity. And in that respect, I kind of understand what's going on with the African-American community and the Oscars. I do understand the kid waking up, you know, looking at TV and not seeing themselves because I grew up like that. Man, I remember growing up, and you're taking me way back, but I remember growing up and watching movies about the future. And there were no Latinos in the movies. And I remember as a kid going, what the fuck happens to us in the future that we're not in these movies?
You're right. You're exactly correct. They were all, and they didn't have any genitals either. Remember, everybody, you wore like a silver lame outfit and no one had a bulge, right? And you're right. And you know, for a guy like me, even though I'm not Latino, I'm dark complexioned. I'm short. I had curly hair.
Color, my friend.
We didn't see, you're right, we didn't, so as a little kid, you don't see yourself, and of course black kids didn't see themselves either. What did you think the future was going to be, or did it just make you angry?
You know what it did? It made me actually think, wow, do the other cultures fuck us out of existence? That's literally what I thought. Like, do they have so much sex with us that we cease to exist and we just become the token black guy or all the other white people, or like, you know, I mean, even in Star Wars, Star Trek, you know, I think that...
Well, no, wait a minute. Carlos, you had a famous astronaut. You had a famous Hispanic astronaut, and I think that you might even be a little too young, but I'll never forget. My name, Jose Jimenez.
Are you serious, bro?
And he was a famous astronaut.
Played, by the way, by a Jewish guy.
Was he Jewish?
Yeah, the actor who played him was a Jewish guy.
What? God, no, really? No. Bill Dana? No, Bill Dana was not Jewish.
Yeah, Bill Dana's Jewish. Yeah.
And by the way, they made the poor bastard stop doing it, and his career was ruined. He was done after that.
Well, you know, because political correctness. But I mean, come on, look, those days of TV were different. I gasped. I think I said "oh shit" out loud on a plane a couple months ago. I was watching on Netflix Cheers, and Diane was fighting with what's his name, and he slapped her in the middle of an argument. Like he literally slapped her. Yeah.
Ted Danson's character slapped the Diane character?
He slaps Diane character. And she slaps him back. But he slaps her like, you know, like shut your mouth or something like that. And I was like, oh shit. And everybody looked at me and I was like, you don't understand what I'm watching. It blew me away it blew me away how it could happen. But on the other hand, the opposite can't happen either. Whereas to Archie Bunker, and the prolific stuff that he said, the profound stuff that he said, the way he dug into these issues from that perspective, that could never be done today either because it's so politically incorrect.
The reason why Archie Bunker worked is that he was a great actor. And he didn't play, who did we talk about earlier, the other day? Who's the guy that was on with Peg, the wife Peg, and he played the slob?
Married with Children.
Married with Children. Yeah, Al Bundy. That's a whole different deal. Carol O'Connor was a great actor, and Jean Stapleton was a great actress. And so you had two great actors who were just playing like our parents or like our granddad or whatever the fuck it was. And people don't get that if you're a terrific actor and you're doing it honestly and you say like pretty horrible shit or racist stuff or whatever, it's so much better and honest than a person that's, like, I think sometimes Donald Trump is acting when he says the stupid shit that he says. He's a bad actor. Of course. Sometimes. He's a bad actor. By the way, what do you think? I mean, it's crazy and it's funny and it's great for comedians. But do you, like, if you were in a room with him, what would you say to him, or would you avoid him, or do you feel angry at him or find him to be someone you wouldn't want to be around?
No, he's a genius, man. He's playing to a specific segment of America. I think the problem with America is, how dumb we've become, how easily swayed we've become, how we live in a society that is so technologically advanced and so easily swayed. I mean, when I hear a guy like him say, I'm going to do this, I think to myself, that sounds fucking awesome. Tell me how you're going to do it logistically. And I'm not super intelligent. I'm not, super intricate with the way America works in government, but I do understand enough to go, how the fuck are you going to deport that many people? I'm not even saying don't deport them. I'm literally saying, how are you going to have 12 million immigrants who have jobs, who support, like, you know what I mean? I'm staying at the Cambria Hotel, and if you just got rid of every illegal alien that worked there, you know how many rooms wouldn't get cleaned in just one block of Manhattan?
I totally agree with you. I agree with you, and I'm absolutely don't know what the answer is. But it really is funny that I don't think anything. It's like in your family. I don't know if you're married and have kids or whatever, but you can be the papa. You can be the papa all you want to. The kid's not going to do what you say, and you're not going to be able to solve that problem with your papa talk, right? And that's what I've always said, that's what government is. So a guy can beat on a table and do whatever the fuck he wants to do, but he can't really change anything because there's too many other people that have to vote. Are friends of yours upset with Donald Trump? Are they rushing to vote for Hillary Clinton, or
yes.
Has it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of my Latino friends, but a lot of my Latino friends were laughing because they know me, so they laugh. See, this is the beauty of like having a friend like me, is that when shit like that happens and you want to take it personally, you immediately go, what's Carlos going to say about this? When Donald Trump said that Mexicans are rapists, I swear to God, I called all my friends up and we did a conference call, and they go, what do you think? And I go, I wonder if when he said that, if somewhere Bill Cosby was going, I told you it wasn't me. And they just started laughing their asses off. And they were like, that's a great take, bro. That is a great take. And we just laughed at it and moved on.
Have you ever found it interesting to put a woman to sleep and then screw her?
No, and you know what? Let me tell you something.
Don't you like them moving around and fighting a little bit? That's the weird thing about that one.
But think about that. There was a woman in his green room. I mean, whatever percentage is, there were at least a few women of all those women that were like, I want to blow you. I want to shit on you. And his response was, I want you to be sleepy. What the fuck?
Carlos Mencia will be at the Gotham Comedy Club this weekend, and a couple of shows. What is it? Friday night, Saturday night? Are you?
Yeah, one tonight, 2 Friday, and I think 2 or 3 Saturday.
Right. Well, I got to tell you, thank you. I am impressed that you know who I am, but now I realize that Power 106 was huge in everybody's life, and it's fun to meet you too. We've never even run across each other. Did you own a restaurant just off of Canal Street, or a chain restaurant or something in New Orleans? What was that?
I did.
What was it?
It was called Maggie Rita's. It's a Mexican restaurant.
And I'm sorry that didn't happen for you. That's a tough business.
Yeah. No, it worked. Katrina just, we came in at a time and we held on for a while, and it was, that Katrina just killed us, man.
Margaritas. You know what's funny? You were there one time, and I lived in the Sheraton after the hurricane, and somebody said, "Oh, Carlos Mencia's over there." I didn't know you. I'd have gone in and definitely got some free, free something.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude, I would have hooked you up and got you drunk for sure.
All right. Carlos, thank you so much. Carlos Mencia this weekend, Gotham Comedy Club. Find out all about him over at carlosmencia.com or gothamcomedyclub.com. Are you in a bathroom right now? Where are you exactly?
I'm in a lobby.
You're in a lobby?
I'm in a lobby, yeah. Headed upstairs. I was outside, but it got cold, bro.
Well, we learned a lot about you. We learned about your family, your feelings of Donald Trump, your feelings of sex with men, and it's been a very deep experience for me, Carlos. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
All right, Carlos. Thank you, Carlos Mencia. Wow. Steve, I had no idea how that was going to go. We have so many people come on, and then they don't kind of relax with you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they don't fool around. I'll be honest. I'm surprised that was as comfortable as it was.
Okay.
Pretty good. Yeah. That thing about hearing you when you were a kid and you were the DJ that you listened to when you got up in the morning and drove to school, that immediately, closes the gap. Like, who did you listen to when you were a kid driving to school, Steve?
Ed Lover and Dr. Dre on Hot 97.
Yeah, there you go. So they're normal to you, right? You know a lot about them,
I guess, yeah.
Sometimes
Bill
you
Dana,
walk into a studio and he's sitting
They
right
used
here.
to use the other studio that he used to use right after us.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Bill Dana was born William Swasmary in Quincy, Massachusetts. Wow, I didn't know that. It was sad because he was really funny. And I think you know what? I mean, is it bad to play? I know we're on Comedy Greats. He certainly was one. Could we, after the break, play a little Jose Jimenez, or is there something? Is that bad, or do we even have it in the system?
That would be the other question: is if I have it.
Yeah, we might not even have it in the system, but we'll check on it. Hey, if you need help with your New Year's resolutions, I know many of you are already falling down. I can see the people leaving the gym even now, and it's not even the end of January yet, and they've already paid their dues. But here's the one I can really help you with. If you want to be confident about your finances, there's one simple thing you can do: check your credit. Most people don't even know their credit score and don't even think they're going to need it. Well, you will need it. And you can never tell when somebody's going to quote you a credit score that isn't real and is going to screw your credit up. Other websites may cause you to want to pay for it and everything else. Free credit scores at creditkarma.com. And they've decided to do things a lot differently. Credit Karma will offer free credit reports with no strings attached. You don't have to have a credit card, okay? You're not going to give them any numbers or anything. Credit Karma, you get a free report, and you get tools and access to special offers. And it's incredibly easy to use. Just ask the 45 million members already using it. They don't say this here, but it's really, you want to buy a car or a washing machine or a house or whatever, you got to kind of know where your credit stands, and then you have to decide whether, can I fix it or not, or is it okay? So if you visit creditkarma.com, you'll find all of those things. creditkarma.com/comedy. Right now, get your free report, okay? creditkarma.com/comedy right now.
Maestro, play us out so Jay can dig up some more outdated jokes from his mailbag. More of the Jay Thomas Show right after this on Sirius XM.
Sirius XM Comedy Greats, playing only the best from the legends of comedy. Channel 94 and on the Sirius XM app.
The place to hear the most comprehensive coverage every day throughout the college basketball season is Sirius XM College Sports Nation Channel 84. Interact daily with top experts like former coaches Fran Fraschilla, Steve Lapis, and Bobby Cremens. And listen to the best games from around the country.
The fifth crown, championship number 5, Purdue.
Your home for college basketball is Sirius XM College Sports Nation Channel 84. For game times and channel listings, go to SiriusXM.com/live sports.
You did it. You were disciplined. You saved your money and you have a retirement nest egg. But what do you do now? Look, it doesn't have to be complicated. The smart investor has their money protected against market losses. You can go up with the market and never down, forwards with your money and never backwards, and it's simple. We do it for our clients every day. Hi, I'm Ty Young, president and founder of Ty J. Young, Inc., a nationwide wealth management firm. Call and get your investor's kit. It will include a DVD, and on that DVD, I will personally explain how it works. You decide if it's right for you. 888-559-7388 or neverlosemoney.com. Do you have a 401k, an IRA, or money at the bank? Do you want to have that money going up with the market, gains locking in, and when the market goes down, you don't lose money? You can have that. Call and get your investor's kit. There's no charge. 888-559-7388 or neverlosemoney.com. 888-559-7388 or neverlosemoney.com.
Hey, we talked about those New Year's resolutions. Now, of course, it's time to throw the old undies out. Oh, boy. I'm sure those are food stains. I wouldn't want to think they're anything else. You need MeUndies, the world's most comfortable underwear, and the resolution is so simple. You head to MeUndies.com. There's a variety of styles and a limited edition pattern, of course, for both men and women, and they'll be delivered right to your door. MeUndies is the next level of underwear. Every pair made with signature modal fabric, proven to be twice as soft as cotton. Now, they don't just feel better than regular undies. They will make you feel invincible. Indeed. And it's guaranteed to be the most comfortable underwear you've ever worn. Or they'll give you that first pair for free. So start your new year by throwing out your old underwear and make a change. It's MeUndies.com/J, and you'll get 20% off your first offer. Shipping is always free on all of the orders in the United States and Canada. 20% off your first order of the world's most comfortable underwear. Head to MeUndies.com/J right now.
Hey, this is Jeff Foxworthy. Larry the Cable Guy here. Happy to bring you Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup. You'll hear all-American comedy that you love, backstage interviews with your favorite comedians.
Be me, Jeff Foxworthy.
And a whole bunch of our friends.
Did I mention me?
Oh, crying out loud.
Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup is on right now. Check it out.
Sirius XM 97. Or listen on the Sirius XM app. You're going to love it. I promise.
Sirius XM Comedy Greats.
Joining me now is actor and comedian Jay Thomas, who's been a regular guest on Letterman through the years with his annual quarterback challenge. Thank you so much for being here.
Uh-oh. Looks like Jay is interviewing himself as Al Sharpton again. Shut up! Let's just see where this goes, shall we?
Come on.
So that was fun having Carlos Mencia bring up Power 106. Of course, after they get rid of me, I always think the station's going to crumble. That never happens. But they get stronger. You know, you always think there's going to be a groundswell, like, oh my God, you know, this terrible thing happened, and your fans are going to storm the station or write letters or yeah, you get like 4 or 5 little sad little fucking messages from people. You know, all they did is they sent me back a form letter. Well, I'm so upset that time is cut and everything's bad, blah, 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 blah. And then the little thing says, oh, thank you for contacting customer service. Yeah, like they're running upstairs to the president. Well, we got another one.
Stop.
Yeah. So sorry he's not there. So sorry. There's only one thing that can make me feel better right now, Steve, and that would be some voice boxes at 347-6-Sirius. And we're having a woman come on in a few minutes. I hope she's a big fan of something. We'll find out. She's from Australia, but she has a book called How to Spot a Bastard by His Star Sign. And apparently no one had been really talking about this book until Jay Thomas found it in a pile recently. And it's not a new book, I take it, and she's excited to come on. Is she, Christina?
Yes,
Very
she is.
excited.
Mm-hmm.
And she's waiting in the lobby right now, isn't she?
Yes, she's an in-studio guest.
And she's from Australia.
I think she's from a lot of places, but I think she lives in New York now. But she was in Australia for a long time, and
okay,
that's where she discovered you.
I don't know if you know this or not, but I have many fans from Australia because it's almost like a time warp. I'm 10 years younger in Australia because they're just starting to show all my shows there. So, Steve, do we have some voice boxes? Here we go. Our little voice box.
Hi, Jay. This is Tony from Dallas, Texas, and you were wondering how to say "get rid of them" in Spanish. Right. Now, there isn't a perfect translation from English to Spanish for that phrase, but if you wanted to, you could say in Spanish something equivalent, which would be "lárgate, lárgate," which basically means "get out of here." Love you. Bye.
Steve, does that mean anything to you? Is it Laravete? How is it?
Largate.
Largate.
L-A. L-A-R.
Like lar.
Lar.
Ga. And te.
Gate.
Lar.
Largate.
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 Now, is it largate?
Yeah.
Largate.
Mm-hmm. Put some attitude
now, Steve,
on it.
you have a Cuban accent, and there are people with Mexican accents in Guatemala. What accent do I have when I speak Spanish? When I say se cuenta, se cuenta, se cuenta, se cuenta, se cuenta. What do I have? What's my accent? From a section of the world?
Sound like someone doing a racist Mexican accent.
That's just racist.
You know what?
That's
I was in Acapulco.
Racist, yes.
That's racist.
No,
racist.
I was in Acapulco, and my wife had gone into the hotel, and I wanted just to park by the front door and not, like go in the parking lot, and I was going to wait for her to come out, right? So I'm parking there a few minutes, and I kind of slouched down in my car, and like a security guard is coming, and I can see him in my rearview mirror. And there are 2 or 3 tourists that are parked, and he makes them move along. And then there's a couple of cab drivers or something, and I can see that he speaks Spanish to them, right? And they get to stay or whatever. And he gets to my car, and I flip my hat up and I go like this. ¿Cómo, señor? And he says something in Spanish.
How, sir?
I said, how, sir?
Yeah.
I said, ¿Cómo, señor? And he says something or other in Spanish, and I laugh. I go, oh, sí, señor, sí. And he let me stay, Steve. So I often thought that he thought I was
fake it till you make it.
An original.
Simpleton.
No, an original. I was a real.
I was this.
Probably.
Did he pat you on the head?
I was an Uber driver.
Sometimes I do this on the train.
What?
I like nod and smile to other people's conversations to make them think that I understand what they're saying.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like when like French people or Israeli people and they're jabbering away, and I look over at them and I go, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're doing. Okay, let's go to another voice box. Here we go.
Hey, you lying cocksucker. You said you were going to play voice boxes today. You keep saying to go, cue them up. There ain't no fucking way you're going to play them today. What the hell's wrong with you, man? You voice box people are the ones that are your backbone. All these cocksuckers that call in where they say, oh, I just started listening to you the other day. The voice box people are your fucking heart and soul, you cocksucking bastard. So you better quit fucking teasing me. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you cocksucking bastard.
Moonshine, man.
I knew it. Called it.
It's the backbone of the Jay Thomas Show.
Moonshine Man is the backbone of the Jay Thomas Show.
All of it. All right, here we go.
The line that goes with the brewery thing was going to be, if you interview Michael Jordan, are you going to give him tips on shooting free throws?
What's that?
The line that goes with the brewery thing was going to be, if you interview Michael Jordan, are you going to give him tips on shooting free throws?
So he is basically saying...
because you gave a lawyer a tip?
Yeah, I was giving a lawyer a tip, right, advice, and he was saying that would be like if Michael Jordan came on, right. I should not be, telling anybody who's smarter than me, and, all right. That's fine. I got it. Okay, go ahead.
It never ceases to amaze me that you have advice for people that are already successful in their own field, no matter how little you know about it. Today, you advised that lawyer to open that Aunt Diane case. And when, first of all, who's going to pay him to do it? Duh.
Shut up.
It just...
Shut up.
What I was going to say.
Well, yeah, you're an idiot. You're a fucking
That could
idiot.
have ended more perfectly.
Exactly. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard trying to think of shit. Okay. Not only did I lose the ability to take phone calls.
They're back now.
No, but the studio left my screen completely. It's like that studio isn't even available for me to, let me see. There it is.
You have to re-enter the server.
Got it. Okay, good. All right, another voice box, please. Go ahead.
Jay, I bet Donald Trump's wife tastes like fresh Arctic spring water, fresh strawberries, and honey all together. What do you think?
I think so. I absolutely think that's... Now, I'm sure he doesn't screw her, you know. I'm sure that it's all for show and everything else, because anybody that's married, you can be rich, poor, you know, she could be gorgeous. I mean, look, let's just take Halle Berry, for example. She's gorgeous, everything else, and I mean, she and these guys can't get divorced, or, you know, they get in fist fights and everything. So yeah, but I'm sure he doesn't do a fucking thing to her. But yeah, she's, oof, wow. By the way, a pretty penny to get inside of that little deposit box in there. All right, go ahead, Steve. Yeah, baby.
Is it necessary to play his whole resume at the intro? My goodness, it's a little ridiculous.
Is it necessary to play my entire resume for the intro? Yes, I agree with that, and they say that they're
it's only
working
like a
on
third.
It. Whatever, but it's still it's long, and I as you all know by now, I really don't have a lot to do with any of this show. Okay, I come in and I talk, but the real running of the show and all of that, I'm not sure I have a lot to say. All right, what else, Steve? Here we go.
Raise your hand if you get a raging boner when Christina talks about her boob sweat.
Okay. Her boob sweat?
Yeah.
Her boob sweat? She talks about her boobs?
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, what turns people on is pretty amazing to me. It's like I never understood, even as a kid, looking up a girl's dress. I never got that, never will get it. I mean, first of all, you look up the dress. You look up there, and what are you going to see? What are you going to see? If they have little panties on, you see the little panties, but nothing's going to happen. You know, the inside of a leg, you know, the milky white, you know, that soft flesh on the inside, Steve. I mean, I could say stuff that would turn everybody on, but it's the actual looking at it, you know. I saw a woman one time in a bar, and I looked down, I said, "You must not be wearing any underwear." She says, "No, it's flies." What? You get it, Steve? It's flies. No, wait. Oh, no, I could see you wearing black underwear. I ruined the joke. Call Carlos Mencia back. let him steal it from me and retell it. All right. Hey, let's welcome Susie Raja to the show. Am I saying it right? Susie Raja is the last name?
Yes.
Raja, welcome to the show. How are you? You're from Australia, and you're visiting the United States, or you've just live here? What's
I
going
live
on?
here.
You live in the United States?
Yes.
Wow, wait. And your book, which I know that you wrote this a long time ago, How to Spot a Bastard by His Sign. I saw it in like a Urban Outfitters or one of those stores, and it was pretty prominently displayed right next to some. They have a lot of books like that, don't they? Like
yes.
You know, stuff like that. And so when you were in Australia, and how long did you live there in Australia?
About 25 years.
Oh, wow. Oh, so you were there a long time. Had you ever heard of Jay Thomas, the actor in Australia?
Yeah, we got Murphy Brown.
Oh, Murphy Brown.
Yes.
Murphy Brown. Oh, wonderful. And so is it still going on, or has that show ended? Because it's long ended here.
It was a long time ago, and it doesn't seem to be available on DVD or streaming or anything.
You can find it, sure. Hulu. We have Hulu. You can find that. So now I believe in the signs. I read the signs every day, and I'm a Cancer. And so if you buy your book, this is for women, I take it, How to Spot a Bastard by His Star Sign. What would you say about Cancers out of your book?
I guess the nice way to say it would be that you're fond of a more mature woman. Your mother.
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You know what?
How did she know?
Excuse me a second. I loved my fucking mother, okay?
I know.
And I really did. And I'm very, you know what? I wish my wife was here to hear this right now, because there's some weird shit that goes on between us about me and my mother. And so I am so fond of my mother. What? I pick women, or Cancers pick women like their mothers? Is that it?
Well, no one's ever going to be good enough, because no one will ever measure up to your mother.
That's right. That is
dead on accurate.
It is. And I don't ever think I've really ever fallen as deeply in love as I see other people. They fall really deeply, deeply, deeply in love. I mean, I love people, and I certainly love my wife and all that, but I've never had that deep, deep love that I had for my mother. You're exactly correct. Wow. Now, do you have a sign where the guy likes his father? Is there a sign like that? Gemini? Or would that be Gemini?
No, Gemini is just crazy.
They're nuts?
Yeah. You know, that whole twin thing, it's not true. It's more like 7 personalities.
So in your book, I mean, you don't just, I mean, it must be longer than 1 or 2 sentences on each one. And do you go into who should be with a certain type of person? Like who should a Cancer be with?
Yeah. I mean, Cancer actually has some good points. I mean, being a mummy's boy means that you've probably been domesticated. You can be trained.
I like to cook.
Yeah.
I like to cook. I like to clean.
You like to be at home. All of these, you know, could be.
He's most
things.
comfortable in an apron.
Really?
I am. I am.
Well,
I wear nothing under it. Let me tell you that one.
Okay, great.
You betcha. And sometimes when the turkey is done, my little that little thing sticks.
Oh boy.
Out. What's that thing called, Steve, that sticks in the turkey when it comes out? The turkey's
the little plastic popper that pops up.
Yeah, the little popper. Yeah, I got a little turkey popper. Little turkey popper. The book is How to Spot a Bastard by His Star Sign. And you'll see it at various stores. I guess you can go online.
Amazon has it for now. For sure.
Everybody has it. Mm-hmm. So now, so Gemini is just absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Now, is it true of women? I was talking to a buddy of mine this morning, and we were comparing some of the crazy women that we've been with in our lives. And everyone says this. They are the wildest in bed. But, of course, they're totally nuts, out of bed. Is it the same thing for men? Would Geminis be, like, really good in bed because they were nuts?
It's possible. I think. I mean, we did our research the old-fashioned way. We dated everyone.
Sure.
And, I mean, I actually married a Gemini, so I guess I would.
Why would you marry a person who you've written a book about that's not stable?
Well, it's like, I think any long-term relationship, I mean, seriously, is kind of about choosing a person whose quirks and imperfections actually don't bother you as much as they would someone else. It's like.
What is your sign?
I'm a Leo. So
holy shit, it's the only person I ever had meaningful relationships with, including my wife. I've had a couple of wives before her, both Leos, and a girlfriend that was a Leo, and then my wife. 4 of my most important relationships, all Leos. Isn't that weird?
Not really. They're wonderful.
And they're like into themselves, aren't they?
Yes. They think a lot of themselves.
They're wonderful.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
Yeah. You're into yourself, aren't you? Always looking at your mane or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's true.
In the mirror. Yeah. And now, what about Leo men?
Oh, they're terrible.
They're the worst.
They're very, they think they're God's gift to the female population.
And they're regal. I mean, Leos, sometimes they literally carry themselves, like a lion or a lioness or whatever. And they really do expect a lot out of the world toward them. And then they're always right, aren't they, Leos?
I think all the fire signs are always right.
Okay.
Or they think they are. I mean, I think I'm always right.
So is Cancer and Leo a good match?
Well, I think you're the least offensive of the water signs. So
really?
Yeah. I mean, Scorpio
like Pisces.
and Pisces. Oh, Pisces.
I have a Pisces
I actually
son.
really like Pisces women, but Pisces men I don't think should be allowed to date.
I'm not kidding you. I have a really strange Pisces son. Really strange. And, you know what? I think JT's a Pisces, too.
You think?
I got two
you
guys
gave him
that
up
are
for adoption,
Pisces.
now you don't even know his real birthday.
Wow. You know what's funny? He's a fish. I just threw him back. That's all. He's a Pisces. Threw him back. Yeah, I have a son that I gave up for adoption, but he's my son again, and it's a wonderful reunion. And he is kind of kooky also. So and yes, very single. And the other one, the other Pisces. So do you have any reasons for these things? Like, why would a Pisces be so screwed up?
I think it's because they're at the end of the. They're the last sign, and they have a little bit of everybody else in them. So they have to lie all the time.
Really? They're liars.
Well, in our personal experience, but they're not. They tell the kinds of lies that don't need to be told. It's like,
they're storytellers.
Yes.
They tell the kind of lies that don't need to be told.
Yeah, so it's not like your butt looks great in that kind of lie. It's kind of like I had a ham and cheese sandwich when he had a ham and tomato sandwich.
Oh,
what does that mean? That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it doesn't sound
weird.
right. I know. I say it the other way.
Tomato. So let's see. I'm going to go through. Christina, of course, is a Scorpio, and that's a sex sign.
That's
so
very sexy.
And what about Scorpio men? Would they be good in bed? Would they be fun to be with?
I think they're generally very magnetic and sexy, but they're no fun to be with. No, because they're very controlling.
Huh?
They're controlling.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they don't want you to be with other people, or they want you to.
No, they're controlling.
No,
yeah, they're controlling like Darth Vader is controlling.
Wow. That's a Scorpio man. What about a Taurus, the bull? I would think the bull would be like that.
Well, Hitler was a Taurus.
All right. Well,
next.
There you go. And Ava Braun was a Cancer, so there you go. So that's that. So we don't need to go any further with Hitler. That's a good title of a book too. Hitler was a Taurus.
What inspired you to write this book? Were you always into the signs, or were you just into dating? What was the thing that?
Well, we were single at the time, Adele and I, but we were bored at work one day, and we thought, it's really interesting that women are much more interested in astrology when they are dating. And we thought that someone should write the other side, because all proper astrology books are very nice. And they can see the redeeming qualities in everyone. And we thought, well, someone needs to do the other side, but no one did. So we did
okay.
it. Yeah.
Good.
Cool. And I mean, did you do anything that was astrological? Did you actually do any kind of real research about astrology? Because people take it pretty seriously.
Yeah. I mean,
are you lying because you're a Leo?
No, we pretty much tell the truth. We just tell too much of it.
Right.
We do know astrologers. Adele still writes an astrology column.
Is she the singer? Are you partners with the singer, Adele?
No, I wish, but she does sound just like her when she speaks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. I'm not a fan of Adele singing. Everybody loves her. I think she kind of caterwauls. She's a little caterwauly to me. So now let's look at. I have a Sagittarian sun. What is that about? That's a half man, half horse, archer kind of a thing. What's that about?
Well, they tend to suffer from hoof and mouth disease. They're always saying the wrong thing.
He does talk a lot. He does.
Yeah,
talk a lot.
they tend to be scattered.
He's also kind of a know-it-all. Would be a know-it-all?
Yeah, and they get around. I mean,
His son's a slut.
How old is your son?
Yeah. He's 25.
Yeah,
25.
He's probably been around.
You know what? He does. He has that. Now, here's what's weird. My dad was a Sagittarius, but he was like this really, serious guy and, like studious and everything else and really kind of boring. And I don't think he was but he might have been lying, he might have shown himself to us. But my son really is, he doesn't like to, I don't think he likes to sleep alone, if you know what I mean. I think
Sagittarian men keep condom companies in business.
Yes. He buys them by my wife gave him a gross of condoms a few years ago, 2 years ago, 144 condoms. Yeah.
And how long do they last?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't count them. I don't go in there and count them. That's right. Then there's, here's a sign that no one really talks about. Virgo, the virgin. Virgo, the virgin. Is it a virgin? What is Virgo?
Yeah, Virgo is the virgin.
Yeah. So what kind of guys are those? Are those like little sissy guys?
Yes, that's how they come off. But Adele and I always thought that they're the serial killers of the zodiac.
Virgo is a serial killer, according to your book.
Yeah, they'd be the ones that have everything in order.
Right. Now you say you have a compatibility test somewhere in this book.
At the end.
At the end. And is it something we could take in a few moments? Could I go to a break and we could figure it out somehow? Like, Christina, you're dating someone now,
yes.
right? You know his sign,
He's
Christina?
August 1st. I don't know.
Leo.
Leo?
He's a Leo. Mm-hmm. And you're a...
Scorpio.
Can we do that? I'd like to go to break and come back, and could we take this compatibility test?
Sure.
Please?
Yeah.
All right. So how to spot a bastard by his sign, a compatibility test is on the way on the very international Jay Thomas Show. And by the way, if you want quality sleep, I really was reading that Consumer Magazine. I don't know why we're not allowed to say it, but it says a leading consumer magazine. And I'm reading about the Sleep Number beds, and they score, great. A balanced diet and regular exercise also will help you. Now, of course, yours truly, your hero, not yours truly, your hero, Jay Thomas, has a balanced diet. I eat kale like a guy, like Mr. Fucking Ed. That's how much kale I eat. Okay? And the other night I made a kale soup with an organic African yam. I have no idea what that is, but you can brag about it when you cook. Well, I got organic African yam. It's probably just something from Mexico that they just put that thing on. But then you add good sleep to it. And the next thing you know, you set your Sleep Number bed, and it's a restful night. My setting is now down to 65. I wanted things a little softer for a while. But you'll get the ideal firmness. You can change it if you want to. And sometimes things in your life happen, and you go, hey, I'm not sleeping well. You can adjust it. And it's great for couples because each side is an individual side for that person. Plus, you have the Sleep IQ technology. And now it's starting at only $1,099.98 for you to find better sleep at any of the 450 Sleep Number stores nationwide. And of course, you just go to sleepnumber.com and tell them Jay Thomas sent you.
Open up for Jay. Jay Thomas saves lives and vaginas. Open up to the Jay Thomas Show. It might just help.
Only the good die.
I wrote that song on the road, and I wrote it like a reggae song.
Come out, Virginia. Don't let me wait.
Billy Joel. His music. His stories.
She hides like a child, but and then I break it up into the arpeggios.
The Billy Joel Channel, on now, exclusively on Sirius XM Channel 18. And streaming on the new and improved Sirius XM app.
You did it. You were disciplined. You saved your money and you have a retirement nest egg. But what do you do now? Look, it doesn't have to be complicated. The smart investor has their money protected against market losses. You can go up with the market and never down, forwards with your money and never backwards, and it's simple. We do it for our clients every day. Hi, I'm Ty Young, president and founder of Ty J. Young, Inc., a nationwide wealth management firm. Call and get your investor's kit. It will include a DVD, and on that DVD, I will personally explain how it works. You decide if it's right for you. 888-559-7388 or neverlosemoney.com. Do you have a 401k, an IRA, or money at the bank? Do you want to have that money going up with the market, gains locking in, and when the market goes down, you don't lose money? You can have that. Call and get your investor's kit. There's no charge. 888-559-7388 or neverlosemoney.com. 888-559-7388 or neverlosemoney.com.
You need help with your New Year's resolutions. Unfortunately, we can't do your ab crunches. That one's on you. But if you want to feel more confident about your finances this year, there's one simple thing you can do. Check your credit. Most people don't know their credit score, or they haven't checked their report in a while. And who can blame them? Most websites that offer credit reports are confusing and come with hidden fees. Credit Karma decided to do things differently. Credit Karma offers truly free credit reports. No strings attached, no credit card required. With Credit Karma, you get a free report, helpful tools, and access to offers. And it's incredibly easy to use. Just ask the 50 million members already using it. Visit creditkarma.com/comedy right now to get your free report. While you may not get to those crunches, you can still feel more confident about your finances this year. Get your free credit report today by visiting creditkarma.com/comedy right now.
Catch the Jay Thomas Show weekdays, 4 p.m. on the East, 1 on the West, on Sirius XM Comedy Greats 94.
Okay, Christina, you're French and you're having an orgasm. Go.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Okay, we'll be right back. Hit the button. We'll be right back.
Oh, dear.
No, stop it. Stop it. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. I'm not joking. Hit a button. Hit a button now.
The Jay Thomas Show weekdays, 4 p.m. on the East, 1 on the West, on Sirius XM Comedy Greats 94.
Sirius XM Comedy Greats.
Jay Thomas is taking your calls at 844-5-GREATS.
Before you call here, ask a friend, have I ever said anything interesting or funny? Just ask one of them before you actually pick up the phone.
Right here on Sirius XM Comedy Greats.
Please hang up and try again.
Wow. I believe on New Year's Eve, Ira the Weatherman went to see them, right?
Yeah.
Huey Lewis?
He sure did.
844-J-GREATS. You can get to me. I'm almost feeling good enough to say that again. Or you can go to the voice box, which is the backbone of the Jay Thomas Show, at 347-6-SIRIUS. Jay Thomas show at Gmail is the way you get to me. Christina's there. And Steve, do you want to receive notes from people? Steve Gonzalez, do you want people to bother you? Or
I do get notes from people.
You do? Do you ever share them with me?
Well, we get them in the emails. Christina and I both check the email, and we send them to you.
Well, yeah, you always
he means
send
on
them
the social media.
Oh, on the social media? I can share them with you, if you'd like.
Please share them. I'd like to know what people are saying about you. I really do. Because you're an enigma. You're an enigma to me. I don't know anything about
Well, they like me. It's more comments about you and having to deal with you.
Well, that's fine. You know what? I tell you what.
I
They love me.
I dare you to. You know what? I dare you to send that fucking shit to me. I'll deal with it. Okay? I'll fucking deal with it. I'll deal with that. Dealing with me is a goddamn dream, if you want to know, for those of you that...
Sure.
Are you kidding? He gets to travel,
Jay's
everything.
a pain in the ass as he really seems he is.
No, I'm not a pain in the ass.
Response, absolutely.
I demand thinking and energy. That's all I demand. Let's get back to our guest now, and let's not go into some deep, dark hole of some sort of individual attacks. How to spot a bastard by his sign. What is your star sign, Steve?
Taurus.
I knew it.
You're
Hitler. Yeah. You're like Hitler. You're like fucking Hitler. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I think you had asthma, too. Do you have asthma, Steve?
I did as a kid.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. Let's welcome back Susie Raja. Susie Raja. I like to say the names just like you're in your own home country, Miss Raja. So now, do we have this kind of compatibility thing, Susie?
We do.
We have, okay. So, Christina, what is your sign again?
A Scorpio.
And the boyfriend?
A Leo.
A Leo.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, now, Susie, how many questions are there?
Let me see.
I think there's 10.
Yes.
10 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. So, do you need both people? Because we don't have him. We just have her.
You want to read them, and then I'll just answer them?
You know about your boyfriend, so you'll just know how to answer for him?
No. I figured, the questions are from me, not the boyfriend, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
No. The men don't get to participate.
Right.
So this is designed for women, right?
Yes.
So wait a minute. I may want to say, if we have a couple of women listening, could they call up and we could give them a compatibility test between them and their loved one? Could we do that?
We could, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want a lot of you, because 10 questions is a lot.
Right.
Make it fast.
Okay.
Because, Susie, I don't know if you know this or not, but I want to get back to my talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
We all get it, Jay.
Yeah, I don't want to have a really long contest. All
right. I'll pick 3 of the questions.
Okay, good.
No. Do the 10 with her, because she's a superstar. Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
she's a big star. She's a big star here. Okay, I made her, and I can break her. All right, go ahead. Okay. I made that bitch, and I can break that bitch down. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Okay, my ideal man would be A, attractive, B, intelligent, C, good in bed, D, one who thinks he is all of the above.
Ooh, one who thinks he's all of the above, I guess.
You want a guy that lies to himself?
No, he's not. No, I want a guy that knows what he is.
Susie, I'm going to comment on every answer.
Okay.
Okay, so she picked a D.
Mm-hmm. So far, so good.
All right, you know what? We don't need to hear how she's doing yet.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
The thing I find most repellent in a man is A, humility, B, modesty, C, selflessness, D, none of the above.
A.
C, so far, so good. Anyway, before
stop saying that.
I just didn't
didn't
think anyone was compatible with the Leo man, sorry.
Well, you know what? You must have picked just horribly shitty people in your life. Can I be honest?
No. We
Do you
just
have a new book in you called I Picked Shits? Do you have one of those books?
I picked shits.
I picked shits.
No, we just gave a very biased opinion.
All right, number 3.
Okay, before I die, I would like to A, travel the world, B, discover the meaning of life, C, find a cure for cancer, D, date a man who can't fit his head through the door.
I would like to, of course I would like to find a cure for cancer.
What?
Yeah.
Please.
I'm never going to, but I would
Can
like
I be honest? That's a stupid question. What's fit the head through the door mean? You mean like a water head? One of those?
No, a big head.
He's got a big head.
Oh, egomaniac.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll be quiet. Go ahead.
Okay. The thought of having to constantly flatter a man makes me want to A, laugh, B, heave, C, kill myself, D, shudder with ecstatic delight.
Oh, man, it's either heave or kill myself. I'll say heave.
Both of those are bad.
Yeah, but one's ultimate, so heave.
Okay.
All right, heave.
If I were to compliment a man, it would be along the lines of A, you make Jude Law look like a complete troll.
Mm-hmm.
B, without you I am nothing. C, you are the Messiah. D, that's a nice shirt.
You're D.
It is D.
That's it. You're D.
D.
Yeah. Or there's some ketchup on your tie. It's either that or that's a compliment. Oh, ketchup.
All right.
I would only worship at the altar of a man if A, his name is Jesus, B, he paid me a fortune, C, I had just had a frontal lobotomy, D, he told me to.
A.
If he was Jesus?
Yeah. It's the only man that I would ever worship at an altar.
Really? So if Jesus came back, he's going to get laid constantly. Is that what you're telling me?
I would just worship him. I wouldn't screw him.
I think he'd be pretty popular.
I wonder if
he's got great abs.
Very popular.
He's got really great abs. And a nice tone.
Yeah,
you know?
and he's like the son of God. Yeah.
His feet are probably mangled, though. I want nothing to do with those bad boys.
Actually, wasn't he God's gift to women?
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
Technically.
All of it. All of it. You know, for a while, I thought I was the son of God. I mentioned it.
No.
A couple of things happened, and then two negotiations.
You are the same color as him.
No, but wait a second. 2 negotiations for my contract, and I knew I wasn't the son of God. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Number 7.
Number 7, my definition of a dutiful wife is a woman who has given up all hope, a woman who is a disgrace to the sisterhood, a woman who knows her place, a woman who has a self-deluded husband.
Oh, that's a tough one.
That's a very hard one. That's a terrible image of marriage.
I want to say it's D.
Wait, read them again. Hold it a second. Read them again.
That's a really tough question.
What are they?
A woman who has given up all hope. B, a woman who is a disgrace to the sisterhood. C, a woman who knows her place. D, a woman who has a self-deluded husband.
I think it's all but C.
It's C. You're C. You know your place.
You shut the fuck up. I'll show you your place.
You do know your place.
I'm going to say D. I know. My place is right here by your phones, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I want you.
Okay, I would only consider having a child with a man if A, the child was guaranteed to inherit his brains, B, the child was guaranteed to inherit his personality, C, the child was guaranteed to inherit his looks, D, we could adopt.
D. Absolutely.
Or, why don't you guarantee the child will be born dead? Do you have one of those?
Or can I just be barren in this question?
She has no interest in children. So you could adopt. Would you instead?
Yeah.
So you might adopt, right?
I would have no problem with adoption, because that means all things inside stay, like my organs won't wind up on a table somewhere.
The kid doesn't come out with his liver in your liver in his mouth. I got you. Okay. And what's the final one?
No, this is 9.
9.
Oh, here we go.
Currently, I would rate my self-worth to be A, so high I never wear makeup. B, about average, I haven't had an eating disorder yet. C, low enough to make me consider having cosmetic surgery. D, so low I generally wear a paper bag over my head.
B and B.
What is B? What
about average? Self-worth.
Yeah, my self-worth.
Yeah. Right. She's average.
All right, 10.
Okay, whenever I attend a large social gathering, I tend to A, be the life of the party, B, attract admirers, C, mingle easily, D, get mistaken for a houseplant.
I see. I'm C. I mingle easily.
You do it. You're a good mingler.
Yeah.
So how does this rate with her, with the Leo? How does it do?
Okay.
How does it do?
She's a Scorpio woman, so she can make any relationship work if she wants to.
Yeah.
So, but, honestly, the only person really compatible with the Leo man is himself.
Huh.
And, so, it's pretty good.
Wow.
She'll rule the roost. It'll be fine.
I'll rule the roost.
Yeah.
All right. How to spot a bastard by his star sign, and you'll have to buy the book online or find it someplace to find out if your sign is in there. Susie Raja, thank you very much. Thank you. Where do you live in the city?
In Brooklyn.
Oh, really? Everybody lives in Brooklyn. Hey, by the way, that movie Brooklyn is really good. You should see it.
I want to see it. Yeah.
It's very good. You'll enjoy that. Enjoy that. All right. Thank you very much, Susie Raja. Thank you.
Wow.
Bring the authors on. We had a very deep conversation with Carlos Mencia. Steve, very deep conversation.
Very deep. So deep.
He went on and on and on, didn't he? Really went on and on and on.
Yeah, I think he was smoking a joint on the street. So that's what he was doing.
No, he was in a lobby.
No, he said he was outside, but it got too cold. I heard cars honking and stuff. I heard traffic.
That's right. I did hear that.
And then he said, no, I went inside. I'm in a lobby now because it got too cold outside, bro.
Oh, you think he was puffing on one?
Sure. I mean, why is he outside? Why, if he's in a lobby, why isn't he in his, I don't know.
For the cell phone, that's why. Just for the cell phone.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
That's all. J. Thomas Show at Gmail. Stacy Dash wants to get rid of BET and Black History Month. Remind me who Stacy Dash is again. She's a really attractive
former
woman.
actress. Most people would know her from Clueless, but she's on Fox News now. She's a
she's one of these. It's almost impossible to imagine, and this is why I was never asked back again. I find it impossible that there are women that are into these conservative guys who, as a friend of mine who worked over there for a few years said, they're as misogynistic and they're as bigoted as you would imagine in the off hours. So she goes on there. Does she go on there with Steve Ducey? Is that who she goes on there with to talk about Black History Month and all that stuff? Do we have that? Do we have her?
I have the audio, yes.
Yeah, I'd like to hear it, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
We have to make up our minds. Either we want to have segregation or integration. And if we don't want segregation, then we need to get rid of channels like BET and the BET Awards and the Image Awards, where you're only awarded if you're black. If it were the other way around, we would be up in arms. It's a double standard. Just like there shouldn't be a Black History Month. You know, we're Americans, period. That's it.
Wow. She wants to stop BET and stop Black History Month. Man, that's a big deal. Huh? Nothing's going to happen, but that's a big deal. Who was interviewing her? Steve Ducey? Steve Ducey?
I'm trying to see where...
Steve Ducey. I think later on he said
she was on.
You mean
on Fox?
We don't have White History Month. I said that to somebody once, and they said to me, "Yeah, well, whites have their History Month every single month, right?" You know, it was a way to bring forward.
It was Ducey.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's like such. You know, he's been up. You know, he's come up here a couple of times.
No, but she's on that argument because some people say that if you don't want. If you want equality, stop separating themselves. So like there's a Miss America, don't have a Black Miss America.
Right.
The BET is like, well, there's niche programming all over the place. That's like saying get rid of sci-fi, and that's things like,
or
it's
GQ.
more for urban or GQ or Esquire.
GQ, or any of them, yeah. So.
But that's the basic point is like stop causing separation and start trying to be all-inclusive. Everybody.
I have not seen.
She also appeared on a TV show that was on BET, and BET tweeted at her and says, "Oh, does that mean you're going to give us back the check that you got for working on this show?" Yeah.
Did you see the Concussion movie with Will Smith?
No, thank you.
No, and is Michael Keaton nominated as Best Actor from Spotlight? Have you seen that movie?
I don't believe Michael Keaton was.
No, he isn't. And it's kind of one of those biopics, and it's interesting, and it's sad and informative and all of that. But the movie itself and the subject matter is the star. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's incredible acting. I'm watching all these movies because I'm a voter. So it's unbelievable acting and great directing in this movie, Spotlight. It's a rough subject matter. But I don't know who is nominated from that, but the movie itself is the star and the conversation about the problem. And I think that's the same thing with what was it called Concussion, the Will Smith movie?
Yes.
Concussion. Yeah. And then this other person coming out and saying that Will Smith's first wife caught him, with the manager, with his.
There's always something about Will Smith and his marriage, whether there's the gay allegations or that, him and Jada Pinkett Smith are just kind of like, or they have a very open marriage and they'll sleep with whoever they want.
And they're Scientologists, kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah, they're kind of big pals with Tom Cruise, right?
It looks like Mark Ruffalo was the only one from Spotlight.
Okay. The man who owns the company contracted to remove the Confederate statues in New Orleans discovered his $200,000 Lamborghini torched the other night. He's David Mahle, M-A-H-L-E. He's from Baton Rouge. They hired him to remove Robert E. Lee, PGT Beauregard, Jefferson Davis. I got to tell you something. I mean it. I've lived in New Orleans my entire life, and I get why you're doing it. That is really big. And I understand it, but it is huge, and it is odd. And these statues are gigantic, and they are part of everything we've done for as long as I can remember. They've been there for forever and ever. And Robert E. Lee, the general, he's right there, at a circle that takes you from the business district into the uptown section, the living section. And at the same time, you do have to look at the fact that our Civil War ended, and he and Grant made a deal that, there wouldn't be any more nonsense, that all of the Confederate troops would stand down, and that there would be no hangings, or there wouldn't be any trials for rebels who revolted. And that's unusual, as you know. And then on some level, he said that, and see, this is part of nowism, where we're trying to figure out how people should react now, yet it was in the 1860s. So Robert E. Lee was at West Point, and they all fought together, right? And they were lieutenants or colonels or whatever. And so now the world, their world goes to war, and it's a civil war. You could not fight against your home state. Very few people did it. Even though who knows if he wanted to fight? I don't even know if he had slaves or not. I have no idea. But you could not fight against your home state. You would not turn against it. Maybe you wouldn't go to war. I don't know what you would do. But let's say I'm from Louisiana. I probably would not have become a Union soldier. I would have either gone back home and done something, or I would have had to fight for Louisiana. Whether I cared anything about, slavery or not, I don't know. So it is pretty crazy. It's too bad they don't just take the people down like the guy that started the Ku Klux Klan. I think that's what Forrest or whatever his name is, who has a school in Jacksonville and stuff. But the Robert E. Lee thing is tough. So they torched this contractor's Lamborghini, and he is not going to do the tearing down of the statues, and he has handed back the money and everything else, and they don't know what they're going to do. Now, here's the other thing. As soon as you find out that this asshole has a $200,000 Lamborghini, who gives a fuck that they burned it up? I don't care. And he's going, it's very suspicious. Well, no kidding. And then they've had death threats and everything else. What did he think was going to happen? What did you think? You were going to tear all of these statues down in the South where you're from, and no one was going to do anything? You should have been sneaking around, Mr. Lamborghini. You should have been sneaking around and do it when nobody was looking. He pulls up the trucks. He's got the cranes and all that other bullshit. And the next thing you know, his $200,000 Lamborghini is torched. Stop it. Stop it. Big chicken shit. Were you going to get this big contract and then everything was just going to be okay? What a chicken shit. You're an embarrassment to the South. Look at that. Look at that. Huh? Do you care, Steve, that they burned up his Lamborghini?
Not one bit.
Mm-mm. Actually, on social media, more people commented about that than the statues. Yeah, they did.
Of course.
It was basically a fuck you, The Jets quarterback, Antonio Cromartie, has announced that he pays more in child support than almost anyone he knows makes in a year. He pays $336,000 a year because he's got two kids with Tarika, who is the model, right? And are they still married?
I don't think he's married.
Yeah. And then 8 kids with 7 other women across the country. He's lucky that he only pays $3,500 a month. I mean it.
I guess he still is married.
He's guaranteed $7 million for this year, 2015, and he has a 4-year, $32 million contract. That is... she was on Candy Girls. Did you ever watch that, Christina, on E? Tarika
Candy Girls.
Was on Candy Girls.
Mm-mm.
Right? Now, here's the weird thing. it's like a lot of these guys when they screw, they have to come away with something, so they don't use condoms, and it's okay if the women get pregnant. I've never gotten that thing. I know. You sounded just like my wife. I mean, that was exactly. I'll be reading something, and she'll go, ugh, ugh, I can't even do it. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Yeah. A lot of these kids have had to Google to find out about their dad because he doesn't visit them. A Houston woman who bore 2 of Cromartie's daughters has demanded a bigger monthly payment. He keeps being taken to court, or this guy will not have a fucking penny in a few years, Steve. He won't. I mean, because that's forever.
Yeah. Well, until
that is forever.
Yeah, 18.
He has undergone a vasectomy. Okay, good.
But it didn't take.
That's good. What?
Yeah, that's why he has the latest kid.
His dick is so sweet it didn't take.
Yeah, pretty much.
I got the sweetest dick in the world. It don't take. Wow. You mean his sperm would not allow surgery to kill his ability to have children? That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. This comes from Bruno. I'm in the Green Bay area. We're raising money for a kid who's ill. And I'm trying to read this whole thing. I do events. I'm adding bands, comedians, and entertainers, and I make it kind of a variety show. It's in Pulaski at the Zelinsky Ballroom in Wisconsin. Just kind of curious what you would charge. Signed, Bruno from Under the Lights Entertainment. You know what? I thank you very much. Sorry that you're raising money. I mean, I'm sorry for the little boy and all of that stuff. But I don't, what would I do? Host a wrestling match? I don't know. I don't have a stand-up act or anything. I mean, and then when you say that you're raising money for a sick child, well, what could I possibly, charge for that? I wouldn't charge anything, but, and then if I did fly in on my own money, all I would do is bitch the entire time I was on stage about how much it cost me, So, people ask me from time to time to do stuff, and it's difficult. It's hard, and I got to spend my own money and fly there and everything else, And then people they want something like I don't think anybody gives a shit, Can't you get somebody locally? Get one of the Green Bay Packers. They'd much more enjoy him than me. I guarantee you. Much more. Let's go to Jared, who's in Omaha. Yes, Jared, have you had a vasectomy? Have you had,
I have.
Your Franz deferens, has it been clipped, cut, burned, all of it?
Clip, snip, burn, clamps, out of there.
Now, did you wait the 10 day? I had to wait like 10 days or something, and then you jerk off, and then you take it back and see if the sperm are dead. Did you do that?
Yeah, got to be 100% sure.
Yeah.
But apparently,
and yours were all dead, right?
Yes, they were all dead, so I was good to go. No more wrappers.
You know why a guy like Cromartie, he's fucking tougher and shit, and he's a real man, Jared, and you and I aren't. He's a fucking pro football player. These guys are tougher than shit. They have testosterone on top of other people's testosterone. I mean, they're a whole different level. Think about this. He needs 2 vasectomies. Think about that.
Well, as part of the reason I called, you had mentioned that he had a child after the procedure, but from what I understand, they're having twins.
Holy shit! That's unbelievable. That is the sperm of the fucking... They ought to give him a goddamn award instead of take him to court. Holy shit.
Reconnect him and have him donate. Make a bunch of...
Have him start selling it. Yeah, absolutely. Sell it for $3,500 a month to make up those... Now, did it... a lot of guys always go, oh, no, I'll never have it. Did it hurt you, Jared?
No, not at all. If you're confident with yourself, it was a simple procedure. It took longer in the prep than it did for the snip. But then after that, then you can have a little bit more peace of mind and better for everyone.
How many kids do you have?
2.
Yeah, I had 2 kids, and I had it done. And you know, they do it during the basketball finals a lot. Did you know that?
That's when mine was done. So there
you go.
I got to sit with a bag of teas and a handful of Vicodin, and I was good to go.
Yep, me too. All right.
But I appreciate
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jared. Let's go to Joe on line 2. Yes, Joe, it's Jay Thomas. Go ahead.
Hey, I think tired. I caught like the last minute or 2 of the Carlos Mencia interview. Did he mention if he's going to be doing all brand new Joe Rogan material?
Oh, you know what? We talked about whether I should bring that up, but it's been brought up so many times. I forget the material that he did, but it was it not word for word? Was it Rogan's that he stole?
If you go to YouTube, you can see it for yourself. I don't want to take it out of context or anything. It's Joe Rogan versus Carlos Mencia.
And so, Christina, years ago, what was his answer about that?
Well, I know that when he was in the, there's a documentary, I Am Comic, he talks about it, and then he says that it's like hip-hop, the sampling of hip-hop. I'm trying to find the exact words here.
He sampled Joe Rogan's material?
It's not just Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan approached him and confronted him about it in a club. It wasn't that he was just robbing Joe Rogan.
Right.
He was accused of
the bit I saw was people. Word for word, and I have no
he acknowledges
I have no idea who the comic was that he took the bit from, but it was word for word. It was like written by somebody else and who did it, and then he just does the same guy's material. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. Okay. But it's sampling. That's what I do every day. I sample. I'm sampling everything.
You sampled Cosby when you first started, didn't you?
Yes, I did, and all of them. Hey, by the way, don't forget, if you need a free credit report, it's Credit Karma. They've decided to do things a lot differently. At Credit Karma, they offer you truly free credit reports, no strings attached, no credit card required. With Credit Karma, you will get a free report. Now you have helpful tools. Let's say you go, hey, wait, well, what's the deal? Well, they'll help you, and they have special offers also. And it's incredibly easy to use. 45 million members of Credit Karma are right there with you. So we may not be able to help you with all of your New Year's resolutions, but you really ought to check your credit, because most people don't know their credit score, or they haven't checked that report in a long, long time. Most websites, they try and charge you. They have hidden fees. Not at Credit Karma. Visit creditkarma.com/comedy and get a free credit report.
Now listen. You know I work so hard.
Comedy Greats. Comedy Greats. Iconic comedians on Sirius XM, Channel 94, and on the Sirius XM app.
Hello there, I'm Chuck Todd, host of NBC News' Meet the Press, which is heard right here on SiriusXM's POTUS channel. Each week, we ask the tough questions, do our best to get answers that drive the debate in Washington and beyond. And this election season, we're bringing the campaign trail to you, connecting you with the newsmakers and the thought leaders that are driving the conversation and hearing from voters across the country on the issues that matter most to them. So join us each Sunday, because if it's Sunday, it's Meet the Press, Sundays at 10 a.m. East on SiriusXM's POTUS channel 124.
Hey, we talked about those New Year's resolutions. Now, of course, it's time to throw the old undies out. Oh, boy. I'm sure those are food stains. I wouldn't want to think they're anything else. You need MeUndies, the world's most comfortable underwear, and the resolution is so simple. You head to MeUndies.com. There's a variety of styles and a limited edition pattern, of course, for both men and women, and they'll be delivered right to your door. MeUndies is the next level of underwear. Every pair made with signature modal fabric, proven to be twice as soft as cotton. Now, they don't just feel better than regular undies. They will make you feel invincible. Indeed. And it's guaranteed to be the most comfortable underwear you've ever worn. Or they'll give you that first pair for free. So start your new year by throwing out your old underwear and make a change. It's MeUndies.com/J, and you'll get 20% off your first offer. Shipping is always free on all of the orders in the United States and Canada. 20% off your first order of the world's most comfortable underwear. Head to MeUndies.com/J right now. Credit Karma. They do things differently. Credit Karma offers truly free credit reports, no strings attached. No credit card is required. With Credit Karma, you get a free report, helpful tools, and access to special offers. It's an incredibly easy service to use. There are 45 million members already using it. It's Credit Karma. You go to creditkarma.com/comedy, and they're there waiting for you. If you need help with any other resolutions, we really can't help you. You want to check your credit? Most people don't even know their credit score. So now, if you haven't checked it in a while, you're going to need to know what's going on. And by the way, it is not like other websites. These credit reports are not confusing. They don't come with any hidden fees. Credit Karma offers truly free credit reports, no strings attached. Visit creditkarma.com/comedy for your free report right now.
Check out the Opie Radio podcast every Thursday.
Ooh, tell me more.
Featuring the absolute best in radio gold from this week, past weeks, and whatever else we feel like throwing in.
It's the new radio. I remember when radio was the new radio.
It's the Opie Radio podcast.
Fuck yeah.
Subscribe on iTunes and leave a review. Or wherever your favorite podcasts are found.
Whoa, fancy. Yeah, that's right, motherfuckers.
This is SiriusXM Comedy Greats.
Hey, it's Andy Cohen. Have you checked me out on Radio Andy yet?
You never know who's going to drop by.
Jackson?
Quentin Tarantino's Man Muse.
There's got to be another way to say that.
Mike Tyson.
Monica Lewinsky.
The world has learned enough about my private romantic life.
You.
I'm going to keep that quiet.
Joan Collins. John Stamos.
Again, I was a kid, so they were very protective of me. There's a lot going on. I mean, it would be a good book.
And that's just the beginning. Come join me on Radio Andy, SiriusXM 102, at any time on the SiriusXM app.
Hey, we talked about those New Year's resolutions. Now, of course, it's time to throw the old undies out. Oh, boy. I'm sure those are food stains. I wouldn't want to think they're anything else. You need MeUndies, the world's most comfortable underwear, and the resolution is so simple. You head to MeUndies.com. There's a variety of styles and a limited edition pattern, of course, for both men and women, and they'll be delivered right to your door. MeUndies is the next level of underwear. Every pair made with signature modal fabric, proven to be twice as soft as cotton. Now, they don't just feel better than regular undies. They will make you feel invincible. Indeed. And it's guaranteed to be the most comfortable underwear you've ever worn. Or they'll give you that first pair for free. So start your new year by throwing out your old underwear and make a change. It's MeUndies.com/J, and you'll get 20% off your first offer. Shipping is always free on all of the orders in the United States and Canada. 20% off your first order of the world's most comfortable underwear. Head to MeUndies.com/J right now.
I started drinking when I was 13, and alcohol eventually led to cocaine, ecstasy, and meth. The result was multiple brushes with the law, a fed-up family, and bleeding ulcers so bad that I couldn't eat or sleep. I was a bright kid with a lot of potential, but drug addiction had taken away everything that I valued. Finally, my loving grandmother had enough and gave me an ultimatum: go to rehab or get out, and thank God she did. My life is so much better now. I'm a recovery advocate for the I Recover helpline, and I get to help people who are sick like I was. Alcohol and drug abuse destroys families, but there is a solution. I've seen firsthand how well I Recover works, and if you call now, we will pay for your flight to the newest I Recover treatment center in Palm Springs, California. My name is Thomas, and you can speak with me at 877-415-6764. That's 877-415-6764. Call 877-415-6764 or visit irecoverhelpline.com. That's iRecoverHelpline.com.